Welcome to the Daily Devo. Today, we're talking about helping with burdens. In 2015, I worked at a summer camp during college in Kodiak, Alaska. The camp was about 25 minutes away by a landing craft boat to its own island. And I love this camp, and I love using my gifts to help others. This was my fourth summer working there. And since I'm a photographer, I wanted to give this beloved camp some great photos for them to share about what happens here, all the ministry, all the fun that we have. I was walking down this mound of dirt that leaders would stand on for announcements. And in my hand was my new 16 to 35 millimeter 2.8 lens on my brand new Canon 6D camera. I'm about 5'10", and that mound was about 4.5, 5 feet tall. And I fell forward, protecting my camera all onto my left arm, onto a rock. I don't remember getting up, but I had my camera in my hand holding my arm, and I looked down at my wrist, and it looked like Harry's arm in that scene from Harry Potter where it was all floppy. Our verse for today is Galatians 6:2. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. All of a sudden, I was a burden. I needed help. I asked a friend to take my camera. I needed help to get out of my sweatshirt to see my arm. I needed a boat ride from the camp island to Kodiak Island. I needed a ride to the ER. I needed a nurse to help move my arm for an x-ray because I literally couldn't flip it over. I needed a place to stay. I needed a ride to the airport. I needed a ride to a hospital. I needed surgery. I needed someone to look after me. As a recovering people pleaser and people helper, it was so defeating to need so much help instead of getting to help others. Our verse for today, we see that Paul is writing to the Galatians and urging them to carry each other's burdens. See, Paul wants to encourage believers to live out Christ's love in practical ways. Carrying each other's burdens isn't just about lightening someone's load. It's about embodying Christ's love through our actions. So what's the second part of our verse for today? To remind you, it says, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. What is the law of Christ? The law of Christ is the law of love. Jesus himself summed up the greatest commandments as loving God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and then loving our neighbor as ourselves. This is all found in Matthew 22. When we bear each other's burdens, we act out the sacrificial, caring love that Jesus demonstrated and taught. It's about coming alongside others in their struggles, being generous with our time, energy, and resources to lift them up. This isn't just about physical or financial support, but it's also about offering emotional and spiritual support, maybe through prayer and encouragement. So here are 3 ways we can carry burdens. We can be generous with our time, with our talent, and with our treasure. Time, talent, treasure. So after I had surgery, I wasn't able to drive for 2 months while my arm needed to heal. Honestly, the first couple of weeks, it was tricky doing anything. But people came around me. A friend from Alaska checked in with me, shared how camp was going whenever she could. A friend from college drove 45 minutes to pick me up and take me to lunch because he knew I was having a hard time. My campers that I left abruptly in the middle of their camp week mailed me get well cards. Another friend texted me every day just to check in how I was doing. And a friend from church invited me to serve at a worship event. When I told her I couldn't drive, she came and picked me up, took me with her, and fun fact, That event is where I met my husband. When we step into someone's struggles with them, even if it's inconvenient or messy, we're living out the gospel in real time. So for you, who comes to mind that you can carry a burden by being generous with your time, talent, or treasure? Pray for them, and then make an intentional plan to act. Whether you're scheduling time, like an event, a moment you're gonna go see them, you're sharing your gifts, your talents with them, or you're wisely giving to their aid. And Jesus will use you to share his care for others through you. Thank you for watching today on the Daily Devo.